And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. You might as well say when it rains, it pours at Harris County Precinct 1 Constable's Office. Just last week, a deputy took his life after admitting to sexually assaulting a child. Now we have a major lawsuit filed today. Explosive allegations laid out in a 40-page civil rights lawsuit filed Monday in federal court against Harris County Precinct 1 Constable Alan Rosen and two of his top-ranking superiors there. Joining us to talk about this, the men who filed this lawsuit on behalf of three women at the Precinct 1 Constable's Office, Bill Ogden and Court Akers. Mr. Akers, first of all, tell us the reason for this lawsuit that you guys filed.
The reason for this lawsuit, not to put too fine a point on it, is that Constable Rosen's office ran a human trafficking division that had a goal not of actually combating human trafficking, but of exploiting the women within it. And
now explain that to us, be explicitly clear, but through the language of your lawsuit.
Sure, through the language of the lawsuit and of the facts and what the case will flesh out, there was a chief at the constable's office named Chief Gore, who had something called a bachelor party sting that he enacted into the department. And in these bachelor party stings, there would be undercover males who were posing as Johns, and they told young rookie deputies, undercover females, that your job is to act like a prostitute. And part of your job in an undercover capacity is to allow me to kiss you, to fondle you, to molest you. These deputies didn't have a choice but to obey their commanding officer.
So this was used essentially as a playground for the higher-ups.
It absolutely was. And as the focus went more and more towards these bachelor party stings, the focus was left on what there should be a focus on, and that was helping victims of human trafficking.
Wow, wow. And in this lawsuit, you have named the constable, Alan Rosen, but is he accused of doing anything improper other than knowing about it or allegedly knowing about it and not stopping it? Or is that the case?
That is the case. We are alleging he knew about it. In fact, he attended one of these operations personally and viewed it from a surveillance room. He knew that there were numerous complaints. He knew of the sexual misconduct going on and did nothing about it. In fact, when Jacqueline Ludo, our whistleblower client who tried to blow the whistle on this entire thing, finally got her interview with Precinct 1 Internal Affairs, Alan Rosen's office, who, by the way, Alan Rosen is the only one with the authority to hire and fire in that office, cut her hours to zero, essentially firing her. Mm-hmm. But to more directly answer your question, there's no allegation that Alan Rosen himself did anything with these women.
Now, in this case, was Jacqueline a civilian employee or a deputized employee?
She was a civilian employee. She was employed as a human trafficking advocate to, among other things, teach the deputies and those in the division how not to be treating these human trafficking victims as defendants or suspects, but as victims.
Mm-hmm. And ended up treating deputies like victims.
She is, I will tell you that Jacqueline has shown us just how courageous she is, and she spreads her courage to these other women who are among the bravest I've ever seen.
Wow, wow. Well, gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break here, and we're going to come back and add Bill into this conversation. We're talking about the lawsuit filed against Harris County Precinct 1 Constable's Office. Alan Rosen is a constable there, and we've had three women to come forward to say just how they were victimized in that office. Just shocking for an office that has fought human trafficking, or at least we thought. We'll be back after this commercial break. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We're talking about the lawsuit filed against Harris County Precinct 1 Constable's Office, where Alan Rosen is the constable, where female deputies have alleged they were victimized there by the higher-ups. Bill Ogden is one of the attorneys involved in this case. So, Bill, how egregious is this? How egregious is the behavior of these high-ranking officials in the constable's office?
It was one of the, it's shocking when you sit down and you read the complaint that we filed. And it was shocking for us as lawyers when we sat down with our clients and heard the stories of each client and just kept making a list of different things that happened over and over. And it just got worse and worse and worse. And when we realized the individuals involved, it's, Chief Gore is the number 2 under Alan Rosen. He is their boss's boss, and he's instructing my 2 clients that they are to only work with him during these operations. One of my clients was taken to an adult sex toy store is pretty much what you can call it, to pick up props and work on team bonding. There was alcohol that was drank in excess by all involved. The young women that were involved in this were pressured to drink alcohol with their male superiors. And ultimately, when you look at this with a 30,000-foot view, this was nothing more than a big party for the top leadership at Precinct 1.
Now, while this was, when you talk about the drinking, the alcohol consumption, was that on the job, off the job? It doesn't matter, but it makes it worse if they're on the clock as well, getting drunk.
Correct. It was on the job, getting ready for and during the undercover sting operations.
Did they actually ever get any work done when it comes to the actual stings and trying to stop human trafficking?
So there were arrests made at various times throughout. However, when we focus on our clients and our clients' claims, it's the behavior that was done. They had no training. Our clients didn't have any undercover training, 1. 2, they were given a cursory overview of what would happen. They were told something along the lines of they may need to remove clothing. And as soon as, in most cases, as soon as the operation started, without any real justification for needing to, they would remove clothing and ultimately just have their way with these undercover stings as a big party scene.
Wow. And Court, how are the women doing now? Have all of them left the department? Are they on leave? What's their status?
2 are still with the department. 1 has another job with the county. Miss Aludo, of course, was our whistleblower who was retaliated against for blowing the whistle, was fired. She runs a nonprofit for human trafficking. But as far as how they're doing, of course they're scared. Of course they're nervous. But there is no courage without fear. And what's that shown is just no matter how scared they are, they're all standing up to do what's right in this case. And that's hold Precinct 1 accountable for the environment they created to allow this to happen.
Now, Mr. Ogden, what are you guys seeking in this lawsuit against the county?
The American justice system is a unique beast of its own, and the way in our society that a defendant says, I'm sorry, and apologizes and is held responsible for their actions is monetary damages. And so we filed this lawsuit, and we're going to leave it up to a jury of peers in the Southern District of Texas, Houston Division, to decide on what that amount is.
Are you guys seeking any change? What is the district attorney's office, if anything, saying about this?
The district attorney's office has made the statement that they are not the appropriate investigative agency for something like this, which is strange because lest we forget, the biggest criminal case probably in the state of Texas, the Harding Street raid, which we all know about, was originated from the Harris County District Attorney's Office. So if Miss Aludo is not supposed to go to the DA's office, where's she supposed to go?
So initially, she made the district attorney's office aware of this.
She did. She did. After she went up her chain of command, who did nothing, and went to Constable Rosen, who did nothing, and who tried to get to Internal Affairs, who did nothing, she went to the DA's office, who likewise did nothing.
Now, Constable Alan Rosen's office released a statement saying, in part, his office conducted an investigation into this case and found no violations of law or policy. They say the truth will prevail as facts in this case come to light. Their entire statement is there on fox26houston.com.